Autumn is the perfect time to till the soil in the garden because after the summer harvest, there is a lot of work that can significantly improve the soil for next season. Tilling the soil in the fall includes several key steps that enable soil fertility and health. In today's video, we will deal with autumn tilling throughout 5 basic stages: removing plant residue, tilling the soil, adding compost or vermicompost, adding lime, and which plants you can sow in October. The first step in autumn is the removal of plant residue from the garden. After fruits and vegetables have been harvested, plant residues remain, which can become a breeding ground for diseases and pests. By removing the residues, you can prevent the spread of pests and diseases that could overwinter in your garden and cause very big problems in the spring. Plant residues such as stems, leaves, and roots can be used as a basis for compost. Composting these residues is a great way to recycle natural materials and return nutrients back into the soil. When making compost, it is of course important to make sure that you don't add plant remains that are diseased or infested with pests, as this could contaminate your compost. Once the plant residues have been removed and composted, the soil remains clean and ready for the next step, that is further cultivation. This process not only helps maintain soil health, but also contributes to the sustainability of your garden as waste materials are reused. Once you've removed the plant debris, it's time to till the soil. Tillage in the fall can be done manually using pitchforks or hoes, or it can be done mechanically if you have a larger plot. Tillage, which is a very important step, consists of turning over and loosening the topsoil. This process enables better airflow, drainage, and water penetration to plant roots. Also, tillage helps to destroy pests that are in the upper layer of the soil and prevents them from overwintering. After the soil is tilled, the exposed pests cannot survive the cold temperatures, which reduces their number in the spring. Autumn tillage also enables better decomposition of organic materials in the soil. During the wintertime, microorganisms in the soil break down materials and turn them into useful nutrients that plants will be able to use in the spring. In addition, winter moisture that penetrates deeper into the soil accelerates the decomposition process and ensures a better soil structure. Makes sense, right? Of course, after processing, organic matter is added to make our plants resistant and healthy. Compost and vermicompost are organic fertilizers that significantly improve soil quality. Compost is a product of natural processes of decomposition of organic materials. It is rich in nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. On the other hand, we have vermicompost. It is even richer in nutrients because it is created by earthworms that break down organic material. Adding nutrients like compost or vermicompost in autumn helps the soil get the necessary nutrients and improves its structure, which is very important. The soil becomes looser, retains more moisture, and allows plant roots to more easily penetrate and absorb nutrients. These substances also promote biological activity in the soil because they encourage the development of beneficial microorganisms that break down organic matter and release nutrients that plants can use. The amount of compost or vermicompost that is added depends on the condition of the soil, but it is generally recommended to add a layer of 5 to 10 centimeters, which is then shallowly introduced into the soil. Next thing is addition of lime in autumn, which is another important practice in tillage. Lime is used to increase soil pH level, which is essential if your soil is acidic or depleted from growing plants. Acidic soil can hinder plant growth because some nutrients become unavailable to plant roots. Lime neutralizes soil acidity and allows plants better access to nutrients. Mainly, acidic soil is often a problem in areas with a lot of rainfall because water washes nutrients from the soil, especially calcium and magnesium. Limestone, which is most often used as a source of lime, contains calcium and magnesium, which are essential for plant growth. Calcium helps in the structure of plant cells and encourages root growth, while magnesium helps in photosynthesis. You probably encountered top rot of tomatoes or peppers during the growing season of fruitful vegetables, and we know that calcium is very important to prevent this type of disease. That is the main reason why it's best to add lime in the fall, because it takes several months to be completely absorbed into the soil and neutralize the acidity. After that, especially in the spring, the soil will be ready for planting plants that require well-cultivated and rich soil. When we have nicely prepared the soil and it is ready for sowing and planting, we can now say which plants we can grow in October, that is, throughout the winter. Although autumn is generally considered a rest period for the garden and the gardeners, there are plants that you can sow in mid-October. These plants are resistant to colder temperatures and can withstand winter well. Some of the most common plants that are sown at this time are winter salad, spinach, Swiss chard, onions, garlic, peas, and like plants. Winter lettuce is a plant that is extremely resistant and can be sown in autumn and is ready for harvesting in early spring. Spinach develops well at lower temperatures and can overwinter under snow. If you're not going to sow anything that you want to consume during the winter, an excellent choice as a green cover is rye, which can be used as green manure to enrich the soil in spring. Now is the time to plant onions, which can be used as spring onions in early spring or let to fully ripen. Of course, it's also time to plant garlic. Autumn planting of garlic is very effective and even gives a higher yield in spring and summer. There's also peas. Some pea varieties can be sown in late autumn and harvested in early spring. In this way, various unfavorable situations for growing peas are avoided. Don't forget to sow radishes, Swiss chard, radicchio, and arugula, and other greens that tolerate lower temperatures. You can protect most of these plants with some improvised greenhouses, so they will grow faster and better, and you will be able to consume them throughout the winter. Many gardeners even sow winter wheat and other winter crops in their gardens that are suitable for overwintering and enriching the soil in the spring. In the end, we can conclude that autumn tillage is a key step for preparing the garden for autumn sowing and planting, winter cultivation, and it's crucial for the next spring season. By removing plant residue, tilling the soil, adding compost and lime, you create ideal conditions for spring sowing and planting. Also, We hope you plan to continue sowing during the autumn, as there are a number of plants that you can sow even in October. Correct autumn soil preparations helps you to ensure a rich and healthy harvest throughout the winter and, of course, in the following year. We try to provide you with timely advice related to all work in the garden and orchard, so we hope that you will be with us in the coming period as well, because we share all the key steps so that you too can be as successful as possible in this work.